Donald Trump was not the declared winner in last month's presidential vote, but that didn't stop these Georgia voters from attending Trump's first post-election rally.
Stop the steal!
Thousands here believe Trump defeated Joe Biden, even as the president's court cases to overturn the election result have overwhelmingly failed.
I said Joe Biden stole the election and Trump won the election.
By a landslide.
By a landslide.
We see all the fraud. We see all of the ballots that were piled up, that were brought in boxes and in trucks at 3 o'clock in the morning.
And even though he agrees, Trump was in this southern state to tell them to go to the polls again, this time in the upcoming Senate elections that will decide whether the U.S. Congress is controlled by Democrats, giving Biden the ability to push through legislation. But there's a new challenge for Republicans. Some supporters say they've lost faith in the vote and may not even show up.
If you're going to cheat, they're going to win anyway. They've already got thousands of votes. Probably already fraudulent, in my opinion. But I'm not going to vote in it. And if they don't turn this election around, or if the governor don't do something to make me change my mind.
Both Republicans and Democrats are spending millions trying to win Georgia's 2 Senate seats. But Trump insists Republicans will keep a grip on the Senate, warning Georgia voters the future of America is at stake.
You must go vote, because at stake in this election is control of the U.S. Senate, and that really means control of this country. The voters of Georgia will determine which party runs every committee, writes every piece of legislation, controls every single taxpayer dollar.
Trump also continues to insist he defeated Biden on November 3rd. He claims the mail-in ballots received after Election Day shouldn't count. He accuses Democrats of stealing the election and vows he will take his challenges to the Supreme Court to win a second term.
They cheated and they rigged our presidential election, but we will still win it. We will still win it.
A new poll shows just 25% of congressional Republicans acknowledge Biden's presidential win. That's why his supporters are fighting to overturn poll results and to block Democrats from winning again in Georgia. But Democrats are also fighting. The day before President Trump's visit here, former President Barack Obama made a virtual campaign appearance, and President-elect Joe Biden will also be making a visit to Georgia before its January vote. Kimberly, Halkett, Al Jazeera, Valdosta, Georgia.
Joe Watkins is a Republican strategist and former White House aide to President George H.W. Bush. He explains why the vote is so important for Republicans, especially for President Trump.
If the 2 Republicans win those Senate seats, then, of course, it means that Mitch McConnell continues on as the leader in the U.S. Senate, and Republicans control the Senate, which means that Joe Biden will only have the U.S. House of Representatives under Democratic control. But if the Democrats win those 2 seats in Georgia, of course, that means Joe Biden will control the Senate with the help of Kamala Harris, who is the sitting vice president, cast the deciding vote in the U.S. Senate, and also a Democratic House of Representatives. So he'll have the House and the Senate under Democratic control. So this is a very, very important election from the standpoint of Republicans and Democrats. The president is trying very hard to retain his base. He won over 70 million votes in the November election, and the best way to retain at least a good portion of that base is to continue to challenge the election results. I don't think he's going to succeed in challenging them. I think on December 14th, when the U.S. electors come together, they will, of course, elect Joe Biden to be the president of the United States. But that being said, Donald Trump will want to retain his power base in the event that he wants to run again in 2024 for the presidency. So coming into Georgia is the first test of that. And certainly he's raised over $200 million since the election, about $207 million since the election. So he still has plenty of money to keep his base very much under his control.